What's up, y'all? Thank y'all so much for clicking on another video. Today, as you guys can see based off the title, we're gonna be doing a what's in my toolbox video. In the video, I'm gonna obviously show you what tools I have, and I'll be adding what I wear, like my eyewear, my protective eyewear, my hoods, my FR, and all the good stuff for sure. But before we get into the video, I just want to remind y'all the giveaway ends August 1st. Follow both of my Instagrams if you can, and subscribe to the channel, and that automatically will enter you to the giveaway. And as well, the first comment to every video leading up to August 1st will get you a bonus entry to that giveaway. But other than that, let's get into it. Alright, y'all, welcome to the first segment of this video. I'm going to be splitting this video into two segments, one on what I wear and then my machine and toolbox. So in this first segment, I kind of just wanted to cover like kind of a product review on what I have, just to make, if you guys don't know what to buy, you don't have familiarity with brands, I kind of want to guide you, or if you just want to try something new, hopefully this covers that. So starting off my face, you guys will see these glasses a lot. These are my elite workwear glasses. So these are safety glasses and sunglasses doubled into one. They do have just clear safety glasses, which are cheaper, and then they have all different colorways, designs, to find one that you like. Me personally, I like these. These were on sale too. I think I got them for like $35. They weren't that expensive. Well, depending on how you see it. For a pair of safety glasses, they can be expensive, but you could get a pair for like $3. But at the same time, these are my daily sunglasses though. I think the $35 range was pretty good deal for a double-sided a pair of glasses. But other than that, I mean, they cover my eyes, they protect them, and I mean, I don't have any bad scratches, and I've worn them through a lot. But other than that, I mean, these are currently my favorite pair of sunglasses. I've had regular, Home Depot cheap ones, and I feel like they start hurting the side of my head a little bit after wearing them for a while. These don't do that, or it takes a really long time, like 12 hours straight of just wearing them until I finally start to feel like a bit of uncomfort. But other than that, I mean, they're a solid pair of glasses for sure. And then next, we have the hood. So I have this Welding Magician hood that I got for, I want to say $120-ish, and then this it was what, Outlaw Leather's pancake hood that is Doc Holiday style. And I want to say I got this on Black Friday for around $140. They're probably like 180, 200 right now. But it's all carbon fiber. I really like the design. And I mean, I have two. One, when I'm TIGging, doing kind of just like fabricating, just so it's easy to just move the hood. It's just a lot more accessible for sure. And this is obviously the pancake. The main purpose is to block out the backlight, make sure that you're focused only on your weld. And obviously I use this mainly when I'm outside. But if I'm stick welding or doing like heavy welding, and I'm probably doing some overhead, this protects my face. I really like to use it for that. Inside the lenses though, I have four the same ones. So in here, I'm gonna show a close up. These are the DBM glasses. They have a shade and the delay and sensitivity control, which I really like. The only thing that I have a problem with, and also these are reflective, so inside they're a little brighter and they're blue on the inside, if you guys can see that. The only thing that is kind of like, I want to say, annoying about these shades is sometimes they just randomly flicker, and that's the only problem I've had, because I have one where it's just a single shade and it doesn't flicker at all, but these run off a battery and they're solar, and that's the only problem I've had so far. Like, it'll just flicker, and I'll be staring directly onto the weld, and I'll have a bad arc flash for a bit. But the thing is, when they're working, it's just so crystal clear. It's nice and crisp. You see the whole weld, the puddle moving. You can see the tungsten if you're doing TIG, and I mean, it's just the clarity is just something that it's probably the best I've had for sure. The only thing is that the flicker, it could be a big deal breaker for most. But I mean, I mainly used these multiple setting ones, for the multi-shade ones, for when I'm recording, so that's the one that you guys will use. Me personally, just to make sure I keep my eyes protected, I use the single shades because it doesn't flicker, just to keep my eyes protected. But other than that, that really covers my hoods for the most part. I mean, these hoods combined, they're probably about $300, and then with the shades, that's probably another $300 there as well. And what I wear on my head, well, I just because of my hair, I sometimes don't like using caps because most of the time they just sit so weird. But when I do wear one, I have this welding magician cap right here. I use it when I'm welding overhead for the most part, just cause I mean my hair, I gotta protect it, it'll catch on fire for sure. I mean, I've caught it on fire a couple times, so why lie? But other than that, I mean, the welding magician cap, it's just simple, cheap. I mean, I'm a big fan of welding magician. I've been with them since the start, before they popped out. And I mean, I get like little cards of their anniversary. They send me stickers when I buy something. They send these badass cards and packaging. It's just really cool. But other than that, I mean, welding magician, you're gonna see a trend for the most part. Sorry if y'all hear that plane. I mean, I live next to an airport, so it's gonna be kind of a little trend. But welding magician, you're gonna see a lot of appearances in my video and in this video today, just because I mean, I kind of grew up with them when I started welding for sure. I put my homeboy on, and then we've been on it for a while for sure. And I'll let that plane pass by for a little bit, just because they're being quite annoying today for sure. But other than that, that really covers what I wear on my face. Next, I want to cover the gloves real quick before I get on to my actual FR. So I have 3 sets of gloves, even though I've had a lot more pairs. The other ones they're just really toast and you can't really see them. So I have these Slickman 716 Plus. Slickman is probably the top dog on the glove market right now, just because of they cover anything you need. So these 2 separate ones, sorry that these have a lot of writing on them. I kind of just drew on them. So these are 2 Slickman gloves. These right here are specialized for TIG, even though they could weld whatever. These are specialized for TIG. It's just so easy to grab little stuff, because like these bulkier gloves that protect your hands way more, they have more insulation. They're more like for stick welding or MIG or flux. They have more insulation. It's a little hard to grab little things like TIG wire or stuff like that. And even though all these gloves could weld whatever, they all have their own purpose. Like these 716 Plus, they could weld whatever. They're a hybrid glove, that's what they're called. But they're thin to where you could grab everything. You have a lot of flexibility in the fingers, but since they're thinner, you can feel the heat a little bit more quicker. But at the same time, that can be a plus because it teaches you to get that hand out the fire and you don't burn yourself as much. And these TIG welding gloves, same thing. The flexibility is cool. I really like that it has I'll put one on real quick for y'all. It reaches up here, it covers. They look pretty badass. And I have this plane passing by real quick. I have a lot of flexibility in my fingers. I could grab pretty much whatever, like this tape wire right here. I could kind of just grab it like nothing. And with thicker gloves like this, they're just not really it. But Slickman, I'm not gonna lie, they are getting more pricey as time goes on. But one thing for sure, you are getting a quality glove, and that's not even debatable. So I have these 716 pluses right here. I have these 1026s. I think they're specific one. I think they are discontinued. I haven't seen them on the website for a while. But if you guys could find these and you're specifically doing TIG, these are so badass. But other than that, like the all-around glove, 716 Plus, you can't go wrong with them. They do have a thicker glove called the 820 Plus if you're doing heavy like MIG welding, stick welding, that covers it. And I was gonna get another pair, but they were sold out, and that's where that led me to these welding magician Magic 187 Pluses. And as well, I wrote on them a little bit, but at the same time I kind of got them only just because they have a A on the back for my name, and it's just pretty badass. So these gloves are a lot thicker, and like I said, these are kind of designed mainly for stick, MIG, flux. They're a lot thicker, so you don't burn yourself easier. It takes a long time before you start burning yourself. Still doesn't mean you could grab whatever you want, but you definitely could have your hand closer to the heat. And that's really it for my gloves. I'll get into my FRs, my shirts in this next segment real quick. So let's get into it. Alright y'all, welcome to the second segment, and this one's gonna be a lot quicker just because my variety it's not that big as with my gloves, or I mean even that wasn't a lot, but this will be a lot quicker. So as you guys could already tell, I've been on a rant kind of about Welding Magician, and to start off, I have my Welding Magician FR hoodie. This is I mean me, I'm a big comfort guy. Like I will always take comfort over anything really, and the one thing that Welding Magician gets is comfort and simplicity. You don't see badass designs, or it's not really an issue, but I mean you can't go wrong with it, because I mean as you guys can see right here, I'll get into this later, and this has a pretty cool design. I mean Welding Magician, they don't have to go crazy with the design. They'll have their little like small designs here and there, and it's just so simple, but it's so badass. And I mean right here is just a simple black and red hoodie. They have this cursive design with their logo on it, or the name of it, and then their logo right here, and then an FR just to let y'all know that it's flame retardant. This hoodie right here, I like to weld with it when it's cold, obviously. I mean I'm not gonna wear this in a booth when it's hot, or just like doing heavy welding. When I'm in a shop, you know, just chilling, doing small stuff, this is the go-to right here. It's comfortable. I don't have to wear a tight, you know, FR shirt that kind of limits the mobility a little bit. I can move freely with it, and the only, I mean, I think this ran like $110. It's not that bad. I mean, it's been with me for a while. I think I have like a tiny little holes that you could barely notice, and it just, they have a lot of color designs. I want to say they have like 8 different colors. They have white, pink, purple, whatever you could really think of. They're nice and simple. You can't really go wrong with it. And it's just, if you're welding in a cold area, you could throw this on. If you're just doing casual welding, you could throw this on. You can't really go wrong with it. And next, I'm going to be doing my first actual FR shirt, as you guys just saw. This is my Whoa Bros Aztec. I mean, me personally, I'm Mexican. I like the Aztec style designs. And the one thing about Whoa Bros, they got all the designs you could think of. They're known for the designs, really, and I mean they're pretty affordable. They're like $80 for a FR shirt. I mean, most of them run around that $70 to $100 range. Well, bros, right in the middle, and it's a quality FR shirt. I mean, the only thing really about that I have to nitpick with FR shirts is that I feel like I don't have as much movement, just because, you know, they're nice and tight, nice and snug on you, and compared to a hoodie. And I mean, there's not really much to say. It's a shirt that keeps you from catching on fire. Yes, you could burn. All of this can burn, but it keeps the flames from actually starting. And the thing about Robos, they have badass designs. Who can't say no to a badass design? That's really it for the FR shirt. Same with another Welding Magician FR shirt. I have another Aztec style design, black and red. Can't go wrong with it. These are a little thicker. The thing about Welding Magician on their FR shirts, you could go onto their website. Oh my god, these birds. So you could go onto the website, sorry about that. You could go onto the website again, and they have about 60, I want to say 60 designs. I might be pushing that number like crazy, but they have an absurd amount of colorways. They have just simple khaki, you know, red, blue, whatever color you could think of, they have it. And then they have these little small designs that they just look so clean. Like when you're wearing this, I mean, right now it's all kind of, you know, it's just folded and all kind of ugly. I've had it in a ball, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, when you have it all ironed out, you know, the badass design right here, it just looks clean, and it's a decent FR shirt. I mean, you're not gonna burn up. And that's the thing about the main difference between Whoa Bros and Welding Magician. Welding Magician, nice, simple, and they are, I think, $10 cheaper. I think depending on the design, they might be a little bit expensive, but Welding Magician is just, they're just, from when I started, they've just been affordable for the most part. They haven't upped their prices like crazy, and you can always find a discount code. Hopefully soon I can get a discount code from them, and maybe even a little sponsorship by then. and that's really my two FR shirts. I had a pink one. I don't know where it went, and that was a pretty cool one that I wish I could find to show you guys. But other than that, my last is another FR shirt, but it's not the like the bomber's jacket type of style. This one is just like a regular t-shirt kinda. It's a long sleeve. It has these little pockets on the side, you know, if you want to put in your markers, your Sharpies or whatever. And this is a lot more like, you're not going to be doing really heavy welding with this. You're not going to be, you know, welding like 5 hours straight of just MIG with this or stick, because I mean it's a lot thinner. It's FR, you won't burn up, but it's kind of like your overall just like work shirt. You know, you're gonna be just like fabricating, you know, forging, just doing little small stuff. This is a great TIG shirt, because it keeps you cool. It's kind of like insulated, you know. It'll keep you from getting hot, but it won't keep you like, you know, freezing. And this is what I really like about this FR shirt. You know, I have the flexibility compared to this, where it's a little more rugged. It's denim, and then this right here is just like a regular T-shirt. I mean, the thing about, like I said, a welding magician, the designs aren't too crazy, but I mean you can't go wrong with simplicity at all. And that's what I really love about welding magician. I can't stress it enough. And if you're just looking for a nice lightweight shirt that you could, you know, do it all in, I mean you could weld whatever you want in it, but if you're welding, you know, the nice big heavy like spark processes, you'll probably burn up pretty fast in this. But if you know you're just TIG welding where there is no sparks, or you're just, you know, doing regular grinding, filing or whatever, this is your go-to shirt for sure. And I got this as a birthday present, so I genuinely don't know how much it costs, but my estimation will probably be around the $70 range. But like I said, you could really just go onto their Instagram. You'll find a creator or just a code in there, super easy, on, you know, 10-15% that you could get off your order. And this isn't a sponsorship at all, like for any of these products. This is just straight up coming from me, so this is free promo for them right now, even though I don't have a lot of followers or whatever subs. But I mean, hopefully, you know, one of y'all could get something from this. But other than that, that's all what I wear. My next segment will be my toolbox, and then at the end I'll get the welding machine. So let's get into it. Alright, welcome to my third segment, which is going to be my toolbox. And as you guys can see right here, I have my DeWalt Tough system. Right, I mean they have the Milwaukee variation to this. If you guys are into you know, which side you're on, kind of like Nike, Adidas, DeWalt, Milwaukee. Me personally, when I was getting my tools, my dad had a lot of DeWalt batteries, and batteries are expensive, like really expensive. So I'm like, might as well just get DeWalt tools and build off of that. I didn't want to have a lot of, you know, mix and match tools, and it just made it a lot simpler and easier to find. And this is easier to stick to one brand, really. I mean, both of them are quality brands. There isn't really that much of a big difference. But right here, I'm gonna make it real fast and simple. I don't want to stretch this video out for too long and get you guys bored. So in my first box, really simple. I'll actually lower this down for y'all. My first box, I don't know if y'all can see from that far, but I'll just give you a quick guide. So my first box, really, there's not much to it. I have all my welding cables in here. I have my TIG torch, my stinger, and my ground clamp, and then I have an extra hose for gas, you know, just in case I need that in the future. But there's not really much to it. I just have, you know, my ground clamp from my welding machine, my TIG torch, and my stinger. It just makes it super easy and accessible for me, just in case I have to do something quick. And I mean, if I'm a weld, it's gonna be the first things I'm gonna need. So I just keep it on top, and it also fits perfectly into my small box right here. There's not really much to it. I'll get this box off real quick for y'all. So next, right here, I kind of have all my general purpose, like small hand tools, really. I'm gonna open this up for y'all real quick. And right here, I'm gonna bring this up close to y'all. I have my crescent wrenches, my screwdrivers, some pliers, and just, you know, small stuff that fits perfectly on top that, you know, I might need quickly, just in case I'm doing, you know, regular work and I don't have to dig deep into it. And then I kind of just have, you know, other stuff, more pliers, locking wrenches. Then I have some drill bits, and that's really it. I mean, I have just consumables, grinding discs, and measuring tapes. That's really it. I don't have a lot to it. But where I really started go into the money hole is down here into my final box of my DeWalt system. We have another plane passing by. But I'll get this off real quick for y'all. So right here is where a lot of money went into. So in here I have one grinder, one with the cord, just because I mean battery isn't always the way, and I don't want to, I don't want to be waiting on batteries, and these are a little more powerful, obviously. I have corded grinder, another grinder, just to have two, one for grinding and then one for buffing out with the wire wheel. And this one has a battery, or requires a battery, obviously. And then I have a spare one just in case, one of them dies, or, it's good to just always have a backup to the battery one if I'm out doing a job and I don't have a source to power. I mean, even though when you have a welder, most of the time you will have a power. Sometimes I have a generator running depending on where I'm at. And then in the end, it's kind of just drills, all the other stuff. I have the big boy battery. Got me about $300 for this little battery, or big battery I should say. But I mean, a lot of money goes into batteries. The batteries are usually double the price of the tool, really. And then, yeah, I kind of just have some saws, more batteries in there, and that's really it. I mean, for the most part, when you're a welder, the main tools you're just gonna be using are the grinders. That's really it. I mean, other than that, you're not gonna be using your drills a lot, your impacts, because most of the time, you're just cleaning out a piece of metal, welding it up, buffing it out with the wire wheel, and that's really it. So for the toolbox, you don't really need to go too crazy. I know, like in other blue collar trades, you'll have these jackhammers, these just other tools that you might or jobs that require a lot more tools. I mean, in welding, all you really need is a grinder to prep your metal and the welding machine, and then the rest you could kind of just, it's not necessary to complete, but you will see around. I mean, I like to have tools, just in case I like to have a variety of tools just in case I need something, really. But other than that, there's not really, my toolbox isn't too crazy, but will really hurt the pockets into building out my my tools. I mean, if you want to count the welding machine as a tool, I'll show y'all that right now, because that one probably hurt the pockets the most for sure. But other than that, I mean, it's already, I mean, I paid it in full. I mean, some people do their welding machines in payment plans. I just bit the bullet, write it out. But I'll get into that right now. So let's go into the next segment. Alright, y'all, welcome to the last segment of this video, the fourth and final, which is going to be the welding machine. So this right here is a Miller Multimatic 220. Just to get it out the way, it cost me about $4,600. Just the machine, coming with the stinger, the TIG torch, all the add-ons with it. The cart I bought separately, but I mean, when you're paying for a machine like this at $4,600, you might be like, whoa, that's a lot. Yes and no, because I mean, machines you could get them free, and then you could also pay up to $100,000 for one, which are the ones on the back of pickup trucks and stuff like that. And honestly, this machine for me, it kind of is overkill, why lie? But at the same time, it's an investment, because this machine right here, it'll last me my whole lifetime. I'm willing to die on that hill. And that's what you get when you pay for a brand like Miller, Lincoln, Aesop. Those are the top three, really. And I can't really stress it enough, but paying for a machine like this is just a big step forward into your welding career or journey, and you won't have to upgrade really when you get something like this. This is a multi-process machine, so it lets me do whatever I want, from aluminum, Miller, not Miller, I'm tripping, aluminum to TIG, MIG, stick, whatever you really want. It lets me do whatever I want, and it has a 100% duty cycle, which I really love. I mean, I'm not gonna overheat, because I had a welding machine that had a 20% duty cycle, and if you don't know what that means, the higher the duty cycle, the longer you could weld without your machine overheating. At 100, your machine won't overheat. At 20, well, you could just by the gap tell that it wasn't that great. And I put a lot of hours practicing in, and with the older machine it just wasn't cutting it. And then getting something like this that could do whatever I want, I've already made money with it, I've done jobs with it, it pays itself off, and it will last you forever. Unless you're building out your rig, you really won't need to upgrade for the most part. And when you're, I mean, buying a brand like Miller Lincoln, yes, you are paying kind of a branding fee, but at the same time, you are getting 100% guaranteed quality product, and that's something that I really like. I mean, some people will talk down on Miller Lincoln, but it's mainly just because they have the other brand, kind of like DeWalt and Milwaukee. Some people have DeWalt, they'll talk down on Milwaukee, and vice versa. Same thing with Miller and Lincoln. And but other than that, I mean, this machine, it's literally perfect for me. And I'm not saying you have to get this machine. That's not what this video is about. It's just my personal experience with it. It's done me good so far, and I'm willing to bet that it'll continue to do me good. And this is kind of just showing you what I have, what you guys will be seeing in the videos, and that's really it to it. I kind of just wanted to give you an overview of what I have. This isn't like a full in-depth review. Oh, it does this, it does that. That's not really what this video is about. It's kind of just showing you what I have, what you guys will be seeing, and really the bare essentials you really need to take that next step. And I mean, like I said, machine does all I need. I can show you guys a bunch of processes of the basics and all that. And a machine like this will last you a lifetime. And that's really it to it. The cart, I got it at my local welding shop. It fit perfectly, and I kind of was just tired. I mean, this machine right here is pretty heavy. It's like 50, 60 pounds, and it gets to you picking it up, carrying it here and there. But other than that, that's really it. Thank y'all so much for clicking on another video. And like I said, follow, subscribe. Giveaway ends August 1st, or the winner will be announced August 1st. And that's really it to it. So thank y'all so much for clicking another video. In the future, like I said, I will have actual welding, with actual sparks. And then I'll have some vlogs coming up that are gonna be nice and fun. And just so you know, I'll probably have it in some other videos too, just letting y'all know. Some of my videos kind of got corrupted, the files got corrupted, so like a video like this, it's not gonna be that horribly edited. And then some in the future after this video are gonna be like, why is the follow thing missing at the intro or at the end? It's just that I had to reshoot some of these videos, and other than that. But thank y'all so much for clicking on. I have a bunch of fun stuff coming in the future, and y'all stay blessed. Peace out.